Welcome to the TYCAST video game podcast. It's Thursday. We have an awesome show for you tonight. It's going to be an absolute blast. I'm Ty, your host for this evening, short for Ty Sucks at Crypt of the Necrodancer. And we'll be talking about that plenty moving forward. But thank you for joining us. We have a lot to get to. So we're on Twitch live right now. Thank you if you're watching live. We also have the VOD on YouTube. If you search TYCAST or TYCAST podcast, be sure to subscribe there. We're also the audio versions on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts. So be sure to check that out there. Leave a review. We want to try to get more people in, listening, watching, everything, because we have awesome panelists, awesome guests, and we have a good time with this, so come hang out. And let's get to that awesome panel. Where are you guys? There you go. Oh, I have something showing over here. Russ at Cryosneasel. How's it going, bud?
Pretty good. Can't complain. How about you?
Good. Let me real quick find out what this little box is. There we go. It's gone. Yeah, thanks for being here.
Anytime.
Yeah. Keezus at Keezus_. How you doing, bud?
Good. Hello.
Thanks for joining us this week.
I had to.
Yeah.
For the games, for the book clubs, I have to. I just have so much to say.
I am so excited for what you have to say about this game. I know you kind of did a 180 on it early on, if I remember.
Yes. Yes.
I think Liz too. Liz at Liz Gains EXP. Thanks for being here. We'll get into it. I don't want to spoil anything yet. Thank you for joining us.
Of course.
How you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm doing excellent. Thursdays are my favorite days. Luke at Lukester Lee. How's it going, man?
Good. Thanks for having me. I'm ready to talk about this game.
Good to have you back. Nettie at Nettie Dorco. It's been a few weeks. Thanks for joining us. How have you been?
It's been so long. I was honestly waiting for this moment, okay? Like, I kept asking Liz. I was like, Liz, when is that Crypt of the Necrodancer podcast? Like, I don't know, like 2 weeks from now? I'm just like, oh, okay. Just checking. I would ask her every week too. But anyway,
we went hard those first 2 weeks of the book club, and then I think I kind of burnt out a little bit. I know, but some people like Chris at Toaster Dog just kept charging through and beat it like a week ago. But thank you for being here, Nettie. It's good to have you as always. Chris, happy birthday, first of all. Thank you for joining us on your birthday. It's awesome to have you as always. And how's your birthday been?
It's been good. I've had lots of pizza and cake, and I'm ready to talk about Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Hell yeah, that is awesome. It's good to hear. So let's get into, before we start on Crypt of the Necrodancer, we're gonna go over what we've been playing, our pickups, and everything like that. We'll move through it probably pretty quickly because today's a special episode. And at the end of tonight's episode, after we talk about Crypt, we will be spinning the big wheel of destiny for this upcoming month's book club game that we have all the nominations for, which I'll read. Actually, I'll read it real quick before we get into it. The nominations for, where is it? Here it is. For this month's book club game are Alan Wake ×2. There were 2 votes for Alan Wake. Corpse Party, Alien Isolation, 2 votes for Alien Isolation. Castlevania, Layers of Fear, Undertale, Outlast, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Little Nightmares, Octodad, Dadliest Catch, and Dead Space. So we will be spinning that wheel later on at the end of the episode. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, let's get into what we picked up and what we've been playing this week. Russ, Cryosneasel, what have you been up to?
Well, I haven't picked up anything. I haven't bought any games in a while.
Yeah. We're all preparing for too many games.
Yeah, and I'm sure I'm going to be taking home too many games from there. But I've been playing Crypt. I've been streaming Metroid Fusion. I've been playing Samus Returns. I'm trying to beat all the 2D Metroid games. Those are my last two before Dread comes out. And I played Stick Fight with Luke, Sally, and Chris.
Nice. That's awesome. I have audio playing out here. Keezus, what have you been playing? Did you pick anything up?
I have not picked up anything yet. I still need to pick up Deathloop.
Oh yeah.
But I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Unite since the new sort of half-season update dropped. I've been playing Secrets of Grenadinia with Liz, which is another one of those indie games that look like Legend of Zelda, but it's multiplayer. And I have been playing Bravely Default 2 since it came out for Steam. I finally can play that game now and not have to slodge on a Switch console. And Man of Medan that I just started with Liz. So.
Oh, nice. I played part of that game and it was enjoyable. I want to get through those. That would have been a good nomination for this month. I didn't even think about that.
He beat Portal 2 also.
You beat what?
Oh yes, I beat Portal 2 with Sally.
Oh yeah.
Retro arcade party.
You've been busy. Yeah, where is Sally? Liz, what have you been up to?
I've been playing Crypt. I play Celeste on Saturdays, and I've made it to Chapter 7. Started Secrets of Grindia and Man of Medan with Keezus. Like more than halfway, almost done playing Ib and Ob with Nettie on Mondays. And I was busy like the last week playing Deltarune Chapters 1 and 2, and they were both amazing.
Nice.
And then I had 4 pickups. I picked up Eastward, which I want to start within the next couple days, and Little Nightmares 2, which I also want to play in October since I beat the first one. And I picked up Mad Father and Miseo on Steam. They're like RPG Maker horror games, which I also want to play in October.
Nice. That's awesome. You guys have been busy. I slacked this week compared to you guys. Luke, what have you been up to?
Well, I was playing Crypt of the Necrodancer earlier this month, but we'll talk about that a little bit. But I had been playing Skyward Sword, which I've been really enjoying. And then last night I was playing that stick fight game that Russ mentioned with Chris and Sally too. That was really fun. That's super funny.
It looked enjoyable. I know I caught the end of your guys' stream. Well, I was out of town, so I was in a hotel last night, and I realized I was like, yeah, I'll play with you guys, and then I was like, oh wait, it's a PC game, and I only brought my Switch. So yeah. Nettie, what about you? Oh, Nettie, you're muted. Oh, there you are. Sorry.
Hello?
Yeah.
Do you hear me?
I didn't hear you at first. I panicked.
I picked up Pumpkin Jack and AI Somnium Files. In terms of what I've been playing Jump King, Crypt of the Necrodancer. Why are you laughing after Jump King, Kai?
Okay. I said this on your stream, and I swear I've seen you stream Jump King like maybe 7 or 8 times, and I swear every time I go to your stream and you're playing Jump King, you're in the same spot. And I'm like, I'm like, oh my god, how are you doing this? I'm like,
I don't know, I'm just like usually just listening to my music, and I'm just like. And it's funny. It's only like literally three keys that you press to play the freaking game. I finally made it to the snow, guys. Okay, there's progress. I'm finally in the snow. But anyway, what I've been playing.
No, it looks.
Before I was really interrupted.
It looks like an
I
absolute
said it
blast.
so I didn't have to.
It looks
I
like
absolutely said it so I didn't have to.
I feel like I need to try this game because
it's the best horror game. It's really the best horror game.
It's a realistic horror game. No, sorry, Nettie. I just had to bring it up because the last time I was like, wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
Here last time, I know. Like, it's funny because like in the beginning of my stream, I'm always at the very top, and I'm like, okay, I could just continue on stream, and then like I end up going from the very top all the way to the very, very bottom, and then the entire stream I'm just working on climbing back up to where I started, and then after I'm like, okay, I'll just like finish it next stream. It's just the same thing over and over again. But anyway, I've been playing Jump King, Crypt of the Necrodancer, Valheim, because I've gotten into this little like crafty mood lately, so I've just been building in the server. I've been Ob with Liz and Guacamelee.
That's awesome. Sorry, I had to pause because Discard just gifted five subs to in here, and that was awesome. There we go. The shout out word. Sorry, Keys. I don't know why you.
Yeah, I'm not official enough for.
I need to.
So I know why.
I'm still figuring out how Twitch works.
You gotta play more Jump King.
Yeah. But thank you, Discard. You're awesome. Thank you for the gifted subs. Chris, birthday boy, what have you been up to?
So I picked up one thing, and it's Shadows of Adam. It's like a short RPG, and I really wanted to play it, but then Eastward came out, and my hype for that is like through the roof because I've been listening to the soundtrack as I work. So I'll probably pick that up digitally. So that's something.
Nice.
As far as what I've been playing, Crypt, obviously, stick fight with the other people that have mentioned it, Luke, Russ, and Sally, and then a little bit of Lego City with my daughter, and some Rocket League with my brother.
That is awesome, dude. We need to play some more Rocket League. I haven't played in so long. I haven't played since whenever I played the last time with you, and I just, yeah. So for me, I streamed Miles Morales on like, I don't know, it felt like almost a month ago. Also, by the way, before I get started, thank you all of you for the cheers and the hype train going on. Wait, we're on a level 2 hype train. What is happening right now? This is the first time this has ever happened, but thank you all. I'm lost for words. Just keeps happening. Yeah, thank you guys. So I streamed Miles Morales and beat it. So I beat another game this year finally, even though it took me a year to beat Miles Morales. A very short game. And then I've been playing a little bit of Crypt. When I saw how hard it was in Zone 2, I kind of fell off a bit. And but my pickups, I got, where'd it go? Oh, here we go. I got this beautiful gold and white Zelda coffee mug. It's like fantastic. It's a Skyward Sword coffee mug. I paid way too much for it through Nintendo. But they went all out with the packaging to ship it here. And then I forgot about this, but like a month or so ago, I bought these Amiibo cards, all the Zelda ones, and they came in this little book. And so they're these little plastic cards, and they have all the Amiibo functionality for all the Zelda figures, just so I can use it because I want to play through. I want to finish Breath of the Wild, and I'm not going to buy every single Amiibo that I can use for that. So I bought this for like $20 on Amazon just to be able to use it. Especially if I'm going to buy the Amiibos, I probably will keep them in the case because I'm one of those.
Yeah, I was going to say that you don't have to unpack it.
Exactly. So just for the functionality, it's kind of nice to have. Thank you all. Thank you guys for the holy cow. What? Oh man, you guys, wait. What is going on? Chris giving out gifts for his own birthday. Holy
right.
cow. Well, thank you guys.
It's my reverse birthday.
You guys are all awesome. Wow, this is nuts. So I'm at a loss. Real quick. So next week, a bunch of us are going to be at Too Many Games in Philadelphia. And so I'm going to be driving at this time. I'll probably be like arriving at the hotel. I know Russ and Chris. I'll be meeting up with you guys at this time. So next week, there's not going to be an episode. Unless something crazy happens and I can pull it off. Don't plan. What is going on? We're gonna run out of people to You guys are unreal right now. So we're gonna run out of we're gonna run out of people to subscribe. But so next week, probably not an episode. Also, I need a break. We've been doing this for 28 straight weeks, and so it'll be nice to have a week off on a little vacation. So just a heads up, if you show up next week. You won't. You probably wouldn't have seen this, but just a heads up.
No one's...
Also, if you have a question or comment, if you played Crypt of the Necrodancer while we were playing, and you want to leave a little comment, go to tynology.com/comment. I'll read them at the end. If you're not on the panel and you want to get your voice heard, so yeah, tynology.com/comment. I'll read it at the end. All right. Just like, I don't know, I was going to think of a clever segue, but let's get into it, because I've drawn a blank, because you guys are ridiculous with the subs. Crypt of the Necrodancer. I'm going to get into real quick. So the game was developed by Brace Yourself Games. It is actually released on Steam Early Access July 30th of 2014. I did not know how old this game was. The full release was April 23rd, 2015. But you guys, stop it. Actually, hey, Nintendo, thank you, bud. I appreciate it. Oh, is that Double O Joe?
Double O Joe.
Oh,
yeah,
nice. I missed the gift. Thank you, guys. Oh, dude, we're at level 5. We're almost at level 6. Holy shit. So then they did an expansion in 2017. Did anyone play through the Amplified expansion at all? I don't think any. I think we were so focused. There we go. Kenny. Jesus, you guys are out of control.
I had to finish.
Holy cow. I'm moved by all this. This has never happened before. So the game is described as a hardcore dungeon crawling roguelike rhythm game. You move to the beat with the game's epic soundtrack, or on the PC version, you can actually use your own MP3s to play through the game with, which I found out after we started playing. And you can play with obviously a gamepad, keyboard, or some people play through this game with a DDR pad, which is, I couldn't even imagine trying to do that. I think there's videos online of it. So what? Yeah, I could not imagine. I'm reading the fandom wiki right now, and so the story of the game, I'm just gonna read this straight off. Cadence goes to the Crypt of the Necrodancer against the wishes of her uncle Eli in order to search for her father. Excuse me. Dorian went to the crypt 2 years prior to the events in the game to find the golden loot. When Cadence arrives at the crypt, she begins digging for an entrance when suddenly the ground beneath her splits open. She falls into the crypt and strikes her head on a rock as she lands, fatally wounded. Cadence lies motionless on the floor of the crypt until the Necrodancer appears and steals her heart, cursing it to forever beat to his music. The Necrodancer takes Cadence's heart and heads to his lair deeper in the crypt. Cadence awakens shortly after and senses something wrong. She ventures deeper into the crypt in order to save her father and lift the curse. And so that's the whole thing. Cadence is that's the main character. You play as Cadence, but you unlock other characters as you progress in the game. It's very, very hard. Just throwing that out there. Russ, I'm going to start with you. Tell me about your experience with this game.
So I played this game a long time ago. Probably like 2016 was the last time I played it.
Okay.
I never beat World 1, Zone 1. It was just too hard, and I gave up on it. And now playing it again for the TYCAST, I got to Zone 3, and I could not beat it. I was hoping that I could at least get to Zone 4 by the time we started this, but it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
The game is definitely really hard, and it's a weird kind of hard where it's not... If you memorize it and know the attack patterns, it shouldn't be hard at all. But just... Like, I would get hit so many times, and I feel like it was completely my fault. Just because I know I could have dodged it, but instead I attacked the skeleton when I knew it was going to jump at me anyway. So I always get, like, nicked by 1 or 2 hearts, and then I just kill myself.
Yeah. I ran into a like this wall. It was so I was kind of like you, where I played it early, like I played it in like 2018, I think it was, and I got to Zone 2. I felt like I got to Zone 2 pretty quickly, and so when I nominated this game, I was like, I had no idea that it was like difficult at all. Like, I felt like it didn't feel that hard, and then when we did it for the book club, it took me like 9 or 10 days to beat Zone 1, and I kept hitting this wall where I'd only get 3 diamonds and die, and I would get 3 diamonds and die, and I ran out of things to buy, and I was like, what the hell, am I just gonna be stuck here for like, and like I felt like I was just churning gears like with this game, and I didn't run into that the first time. So I think it was just like, maybe just like how I was playing it or something, but it's just I ran into... It's funny how we both played it at 2 different points and had different experiences also. Jesus.
And
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No.
I was just going to say, I think I had that same issue where I hit a wall, because once I got to Zone 3, I would get the 3 gems and then die immediately, or I would just die like way before I even found the gems. And then I got to the point where I couldn't buy anything, and it felt like I was just repeating myself. And like normally in a roguelike, once you die, you have a chance to upgrade, and this one you kind of don't. You can, but you have to be good enough to get the gems to upgrade.
Yeah, you have to get a little bit further to...
Mm-hmm.
And with the zone type of thing, it kind of, if you don't beat that final boss, you get stuck. Like, you have to get to the next zone to really... it won't just keep giving you stuff. Like, it will stop you, which is a little bit unique. I feel like even like Hades or other roguelites, it'll keep giving you stuff even if you don't get further the next time. And this, I think that adds to the difficulty level of this game. We'll come back around too, because we have more topics. Jesus, what was your overall impression of the game?
So, this being my complete first time playing this game, I had no idea what I was getting into. I had heard about this game years ago. It was like, okay, maybe I'll play it one day. Never played it, so it got picked. I was like, all right, now I have a reason to play it. I load in the game. It's telling me a little tutorial. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm not on beat, but it says you're good. You got through the tutorial. I go into Zone 1. I'm like, what's happening? Why am I dying so quickly? The tutorial didn't say anything about all this. And then so then I get through Zone 1. I'm like, cool, with like some... I think I had like the normal wide sword at that point. And I was like, okay, cool, get to the boss. I'm like, oh, this dude's not that hard. It was like the metal dude that only shoots like a beam and just summons enemies. So I'm like, all right, Zone 1 wasn't that hard. Whatever. Get to Zone 2. I'm stuck there. I'm like, what's happening? Why am I getting fondled? And then I just happened to get lucky with Zone 2 because I never checked any things on the map besides unless it was a chest. So I'm like, all right, what's this blood ritual thing? I run into it. It's like, here, have a blood scythe. I'm like, what? What? Why am I hitting so far away? What's happening? So then I got lucky again, made it to the boss, and it was the same boss I had in Zone 1. I'm like, oh, I know this dude. This is easy. So that's how I got through Zone 2. To get to Zone 3, I'm like, why is there so much space? Why is every enemy on the map after me? And and then it never got past Zone 3 because I always just had a knife for like 2 floors, and I'm like, well, that's it.
Yeah,
It's a struggle.
that's the thing is like there's so much randomness that I feel like I got stuck in just some bad luck for like 20 straight runs, and that it just I feel like there's the possibility of that happening, and I'm like, well, screw this. I'm like, I'm so frustrated. Also, I should note that this game is ridiculously hard to stream because of the rhythm and everything, and you basically have to ignore your stream and focus, or you're just going to just do horrible for stretches at a time. Because I started playing on stream, and I was like, oh my god, I'm really bad at this. And I realized that it's just that focus that you need. And I have to play with headphones. I don't know. It's just such a different type of it's very unique. And I didn't realize that when I was nominated. I was like, I had fun with this game 2 years ago, and I want to get back into it. But Liz, what was your initial impressions of this game?
So I had heard of the game. I didn't really know anything about it, but I was kind of curious about it. And one day I was like at a friend's house, and he had it, and he turned the game on for me so I could see what it was like. And then I saw like the beat and like how you had to like move to the beat, and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so complicated. Like, not only do you have to like deal with all these monsters that are on the screen, but like you also have to move the beat. I'm like, that does not look fun. And then the game got nominated, and like I watched like some of you guys play, and I saw your guys' tweets, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna probably hate this game, but I'll give it a try. And it was only $4, so I'm like, why not? But when I first started playing it, which still took me like a couple more days after I bought it, I was streaming it to Nettie like on Discord, and that helped a lot because she kind of like gave me some advice and kind of taught me like the stuff that the tutorial doesn't teach you. And I saw that like you don't actually have to match the beat, like you lose the extra gold or whatever, but you don't have to like move to that beat. And just like it's kind of like a puzzle, like you just have to know how the enemies move and just like respond to that. Kind of like what Russ was saying, like it's all user error if you die, like it's because you made a mistake. And like when it comes to games like that, I'm just like, next time I won't make the mistake, I'll just do better. And games like that always just like always make me want to try again. Nettie and Keezus had to tell me like, stop trying to get everything, because that's how I even played Spelunky. Like I try to get all the treasure, try to like explore the whole map and kill every monster. Like Keezus was watching me play, and he was like, why are you killing everything? And I'm like, you get gold. But yes, I made it through zones 1 and 2. I got to 3, and zone 3 is like definitely much harder, and it's definitely harder to get a weapon. I'm at the point in the shop where I've gotten like all the hearts that I've seen, and there's not that many like things in the shop anymore. So kind of stopped playing like earlier last week. I gave zone 3 like an hour, and then I'm like, this is kind of too hard. I don't know if I'll beat this, or if I do beat it, it's like it's gonna be by chance. Like one of my runs, I'll get lucky enough to like get a weapon and be able to get through. But I'm like, I'll come back to this. Like I'll play it again like sometime, but
yeah,
I'm not like in a rush to beat it. I think I experienced the game pretty like enough with the first 2 zones, and feel like I accomplished a lot. So I really did like the game, and it was addicting, and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Give me just a second. We're having some connection issues. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Let me just see. All my normal tests are showing that everything is fine, but I'm we're still getting dropped frames. So let me see if there's some fix real quick. Luke, I'm gonna move on to you while I work on this. What were
Sure.
what were your initial impressions of the game?
I liked it at first, so I have never actually heard of this game before. I heard of the Zelda game, but I didn't realize there was something before this. And I was having fun at first. Like I was having a little tough time with Zone 1. And then I beat Zone 1. I was like, yeah, maybe I can actually get further in this game. And then I just hit a wall with Zone 2 and I could not beat it. But I'm pretty sure I was playing it incorrectly the entire time. Like Liz was talking, like she was like collecting gold and stuff. That's basically all I was doing the entire time because I just wanted to beat the enemies and find gold.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's like an addicting game, and I like that it's different because like each roguelike always does something different. Like they want to make it entirely unique to other roguelikes. So I appreciate that, and I definitely liked the music, definitely. And I think I like might try the game like continuing on from here, but I don't know if I would recommend the game. But that's just me because I'm terrible at it. I'm really terrible at it.
I think it's great for $4. I think it's a steal. I think it's a really cool thing, and it seems like it goes on sale here and there, like occasionally. I think it's regularly like 15, which even still is not that bad. The difficulty factor, like if it wasn't so tough initially, I feel like it, and I haven't tried like the co-op, and I didn't do all the like it wants to train you to be better at this game, like you memorizing the moves and memorizing the patterns and everything. It wants you to work at this game, and
right.
And so if you can get over that, then it's very rewarding, but it wants you to put work into it for sure. Right. And so if you can catch it on sale for $4, it's a no-brainer. This was the first game I ever bought on my Switch.
That makes sense. Like I might try this again, like I was saying, and I probably will work on playing it like the correct way, like you guys are doing. So we'll see.
Yeah. I can't figure out what is going on with our stream right now. Hey, chat, what's up, Adam? Are we still getting some buffer issues?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening? Let me
Streamlabs, because I know like sometimes it just like updates automatically for you, and then your settings go off a bit.
Yeah, everything looks fine. I'm still getting dropped frames, but usually it's my computer is acting up. But let me try this. So okay, let me see if this works. Oh, we're still dropping. We might have to
and then start
and
again,
restart again.
Probably. Yeah.
This is a pain. It says my stream is experiencing minor issues, but
or your VPN. I don't know. I had issues for the past 2 weeks, and then I realized that I've been connecting through VPN.
Yeah, I don't have a VPN on this computer, so let me see if it's still. We're still climbing. I've done everything. Let me just double check. So we can keep going while I do this. Nettie, go ahead and tell me about your experience with this game.
Well, it's a good game, first of all. It's a very interesting game. Like for $4.99, like you said, it's really good for what you get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I usually like rhythm games, so I thought like, wow, I've never heard of this game before because I had recently beat Rhythm Doctor, and I was like, okay, well maybe we can try this out. Like usually I'm not into these like side like kind of like puzzle roguelike type of things. I'm not a big fan of it, but like I tried it anyway, and I was like, okay, well it doesn't seem too bad. Just same thing with I was like laughing at Keezus when he said like, oh yeah, I did the tutorial, and then you hop into zone 1 and suddenly everything is like trying to kill you. No, I was wrong. Once you get to Zone 2 and Zone 3, it's like completely different story. Like literally everything, like the entire grid is like filled with monsters. And then you get to Zone 4, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like it's actually pretty empty. But then when you get to the last part, you're not only fighting the mini boss, you're fighting this little coffin boss thingy that you have to like destroy. I don't know, like literally everything. There's like so much going on in the game, but I think what I think is really cool about it is the fact that you could use different techniques, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's going to be different every time. It kind of depends on like what weapons you get and what rings and whatever you get in the level, which I think is super cool because it kind of reminded me of Spelunky, where it's like, you know, there's multiple ways to beat the game. But what I thought was really frustrating was you would buy these items from the store thinking that it would help you, but it works against you.
Yeah, there were some tricky and then you had to sell ones that were like the doo-doo ones, like you didn't want.
And I was like, oh man, this thing is like working against me, and I was really curious, so I decided to bomb the shopkeeper dude just like in Spelunky, you know. Worst idea of my life because like it took out half of his health, and then he was just like chasing me throughout the entire map. Like there was like no music. It was like he wanted to destroy. It was the scariest moment in the game. Honestly, it's like worse than last boss, quote unquote, last boss, Zone 4,
quote unquote.
But yeah, great game. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
Chris.
Okay, so I have a couple things to say.
First of all, we have to explain that you were the only one to fully beat the game. I know, Nettie, you were close. That was impressive. I have to say. But yeah, Chris, you're the only one of us to actually complete the game and roll credits. So, props to that. and now continue.
Yes, so the more I played this game, the more I realized that the D-pad on the Switch Pro Controller is complete garbage, and I absolutely hate it. Even when I beat the final boss of the game, like there was where I was trying to go left and it went down instead, and it almost killed me. Like that's how stupid the D-pad is.
Hold on. Wait, if you go left, you die?
No.
Oh, okay.
I tried to go left, but the controller registered down instead.
Okay, I was gonna say like I take the steps, and if I make a left, I would die. Okay, sorry.
Nettie's still trying to get.
Mine did something similar. Got stuck
I'm gonna beat that tomorrow.
Yes, it's just the D-pad though. Like the analog stick is fine in my opinion, but yeah. The D-pad is junk. Anyway, off topic a little bit.
Wait, where were you on the Switch Pro Controller in the controller rankings episode?
I think I had it at an A. Like personally, I had it as like an A.
A, okay.
But that's before I actually needed to use the D-pad.
Now it's an F.
I mean, I've used it in the past, but just not in this extent. You know what I mean? So, the soundtrack is very, very, very good. I really, really liked the music in the game. So I'm going to say all the things that I didn't like about the game or things that I thought were questionable. So in the beginning, when you start, I think Keezus kind of mentioned this, that there's no indication of how much damage one hit from an enemy will do. So you just get hit twice and you're dead, and you're like, okay, which one did all the damage? You know, we need to avoid that one more or be more careful around it, but there's no indication at all. And then even when you get armor, it's kind of it's even more confusing because then you're just taking partial damage from multiple enemies, and it's hard to keep track of. Eventually I just didn't worry about it, but it would have been nice to know, you know, some kind of indication that this enemy is going to do this much damage to you, you know, because when I first started, I was like, oh, each hit is 1 heart, but that's not true. Like some hits are a half a heart and some hits are 4 hearts, you know, or 3 hearts. And it's frustrating when you don't know why you died. And that is a big problem. That was a big problem for me, is I would play and then I would die and I would have no clue why I died. It shows you the replay and who killed you, but it's even then it still sometimes didn't explain why I died, and that was really frustrating.
Yeah.
The conga boss can go die in a fire because
I feel like I hit him every time. I was like, what am I doing?
I think I got him 3 times and I died every single time on him. I went back and killed him in practice, but I was just like, nope, if I get him, my run is just over. Another thing I wish I would have known is using other characters that aren't Cadence is a waste of time in the story mode. So after I unlocked Eli, which is I think after beating Zone 1 or 2, I don't remember
Zone
which.
1, yeah.
Zone 1. So I unlocked Eli, and then I beat Zone 1, 2, 3, and 4 with him. And Zone 4 does nothing when you beat it with Eli. So that was a complete waste of time. It was fun, but if you want to beat the game for the story, it's a waste of time.
Because you don't, when you switch characters, it resets what levels you've unlocked. So you have to beat it again, essentially.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. The last thing is kind of nitpicky, but in the very last boss after Denringer, which is the boss of Zone 4, you fight the Necrodancer, and it introduces 2 new mechanics to you. One is that you're traveling with Eli, so you're controlling 2 characters at once. And the second is you have to beat Necrodancer with a special weapon that only spawns after you destroy his platform and can only be used by Cadence. So it's like trying to figure all that out. It's just like it's too much, especially when you're riding on. I just beat 3 levels, I think, 3 levels and a boss, and now I have to figure out all this other stuff. It's just like it would have been nice to have some sort of break. Like maybe in the middle of Zone 4 where you're like, oh, here's Eli. We're going to do like an inner mission stage where you control him and Cadence. So you're kind of prepared for it and not just completely bombarded, But other than that, absolutely, without a doubt, worth $4. Absolutely. A very, very good game. I'm not a huge roguelike fan, and I have no rhythm at all. And at least like dancing and stuff, but I don't know. I got through it somehow. I spent a lot of hours, but I got through it.
Yeah, it's definitely something that it wants you to put that work into it, and
yeah,
I know, and it is frustrating, but that is the thing. What got me hooked on the game was the soundtrack, and what happened was I played it, and I just added a bunch of the songs from the soundtrack onto my Spotify, and they would just come on randomly. It literally, I was walking around today, and I was in this like there's this weird like no man like zone of between like 6:30 and 9 p.m. for me on Thursdays where I'm like I don't know what to do with myself until we start the podcast, and so I usually just listen to music. And tonight, like I have like thousands of songs on my Spotify, and I just shuffle, and 2 Necrodancer songs came on random tonight. And I only have like 6 of them, and they've been there for years, and they never come on. They come on like maybe every couple months, and 2 came on tonight, and I was like, "Ooh, that's like serendipitous, if anything." But yeah, it's the soundtrack that got me for sure, and just like the look of the game and everything. I'm gonna.
Oh, one more thing to mention that I almost forgot is actually 2 things, but they both deal with the credits. So at the end, the credits roll. And first of all, there's a like a bestiary like they do like on Super Mario where it shows all the characters and all their names, and that's really awesome. And the second part is that they're all named like music puns, and you should all go watch it because they're all amazing. Like the names of the enemies.
Oh, okay.
I will watch it tomorrow when I beat it.
When you beat it.
Yes.
Does it show, like,
Are you
how
gonna
much
earn
times
that
you
credit
died?
roll?
I need to find our those links to your stream real quick. Okay, we're gonna go. So yeah, so I only made it to Zone 2, and I got frustrated, and I just sat on it. Also, I got really busy, and I got really like burnt out on like. I posted a tweet. I was like, "What do you play when you have like when every video game sounds like it, you just don't want to play it?" Like, and I got a lot of responses, and it was like, it's funny because we all go through it, and I had this like fart where I just didn't want to play any games for a while, and it happened to be the last week of the podcast when I was trying to get to zone 3 or 4, just beat zone 2, and I just couldn't get out of it. And so I loved this game so much. I love everything about like the vibe and the mood and the graphics and I love that it's rhythm based, like everything. This was like my like ideal game, and I'm like, I'm so bummed that I didn't get out of zone 2, and I was like this was going to be the game. I nominated this game, and so I was like, I needed to like to do good on this game, and so I'm a little bit bummed. I'm going to keep playing it because I've been playing it for years, and I will eventually get to it. I mean, maybe after Super Metroid. No comment on that. I didn't enjoy Super Metroid all that much, but I'm excited for Metroid Dread, so maybe that will be my redemption. So to your comment. Okay, so what was your favorite aspect of the game? Like what just like clicked with you more than anything else? Like maybe, or something out like that you like unexpected. I don't want to put you on the spot, but if anyone wants to jump in, I know you have time.
Like for me personally, I think it's just the originality of the whole concept of this game, and definitely the music. Like I sucked at the game, and like I would definitely change my recommendation to try it. And if you like the music, then you can at least buy the soundtrack, because the soundtrack is really good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's definitely the fact that it's so based on rhythm and music. I think that's what initially like caught my attention. I don't know, what time is it? Okay, we're good. Anyone else? Like what your
challenge?
What?
The challenge of it?
Yeah, it's a hard game for sure.
Trying to like improve and get better at like learning how to respond to the enemies. I think in zone 3 I just kind of stopped playing because then there's too many enemies to keep track of, and like trying to remember how each one moves, like when all of them are attacking you, just got too crazy. But in zones 1 and 2 it was just like a lot more reasonable.
Yeah, it definitely amplifies, like it gets harder, like it like a lot harder with each zone. I do like that. So the difference with this game is how like you beat zone 1 and then you can start from zone 2 initially, like immediately. And I don't know if I like that better or worse than like having to complete a whole run and like in one go, but like being able to overpower yourself, you know, type of thing. Because the power-ups are so much more random and incremental, and like bosses are random, and like that's the one thing that I'm like, I don't know if I like that better or worse, that like it keeps your power-ups kind of modest and but also throws in everything is so random. Like I feel like that almost worked against me, because I felt like I never got any of the good stuff and I always got the hard bosses, and it's frustrating when you play for, you know, even if it's like you play for 10 minutes and you're like freaking sweating and you're like, oh, like, and then you get like one of the hardest bosses and you're like, and you have like the worst, you still have the stupid knife or something, and you're like, well, like you can't get a good power up. Like I don't know. I felt like I kept getting the shaft with the treasure chests and stuff like that. Or like yeah.
I kept getting like a really good weapon, and then I'd be like, let me explore just a little bit more, so I'm a little bit more prepared for the boss. And then I'll get hit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang it, I should have just went to the boss.
That's the other thing is knowing when to just move on or when to like push forward, and like that's a whole skill in itself, and learning like, or when you because there's always like a hidden chest or something, but then sometimes there's like 7 bats around it and you're like, damn it, like or something you have to like
kind of like
there's
push
like
your luck almost.
Yeah, there's like it's always a gamble, and so I don't know, I'm torn because I like that aspect of it, but also I felt like I got just the crap end of the deal on so many times where I rolled the bad numbers.
Did you unlock the janitor, Ty?
Yes.
And the I don't know, a fox with a monocle in the bottom right shop. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if I got that one. But also I didn't explore the lobby like hardly at all. I just kept charging the levels, and I know there was like you could like who told me? Was it Nettie? Did you tell me, or Liz? You told me. Oh, that you can practice against the different bosses and stuff. And I never went and did that, and I know that would have helped me. And I like that's one of those things where it's like it wants you to. I mean, it almost wants you to like go to school to be able to beat this game. Like
you have better at it.
You have to study it to beat it, and I respect that, but I like there's a reason why I like coasted through school, because that's not the way that's not the way I work through things. Like, I will grind it rather than follow the instructions.
So there's a couple of sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
I was just gonna say there's a couple of enemies that's kind of hard to see what their pattern is when there's like all these other enemies around them. So the Beastmaster was great for like just dealing with that one enemy and seeing how they move.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing is like you told me that, and then I think I went in once or twice, and then I never saw the boss that I was.
It's one that you had to have already beaten.
Oh yeah. And so and I don't know Anyone else want to chime in with like things that they respected?
So, I will respect the fact that there is a whole lot of depth to this gameplay. Like there's a lot of variables going on with, the shops that you can buy all the items with, and then removing them from the pool with the janitor, and then the chance to buy them with your leftover diamonds outright. So, but one thing I'll say that was kind of cool but also really weird, and I sent in that video I sent you earlier. So the first clip is like me just dying in 9 seconds flat and just like completely getting obliterated. But the second clip actually happened, I think, the night I beat the last boss, where I was just completely surrounded by enemies and I beat them all without getting hit. And I was just like, what just happened? You can surprise yourself by how you can memorize the patterns and stuff, and just being able to press the correct button will get you exactly where you need to go if you understand and, I guess, trust yourself to make the right decision really fast. So it's almost like it's a Twitch game kind of built into it when you get to the higher levels.
Yeah, for sure. I'm playing your 10 seconds how to lose in 10 seconds video right now. I never got here, and this stresses me out watching it.
I was like, right here is Zone 3. This is this is the love of Zone 3 right now.
Wait, with spoilers, I don't know if I should play this.
Oh, the thing about Zone 3 too is killing enemies doesn't even really give you gold. Oh, like a lot of them, they just give you like lava instead.
Oh, it gets worse when you get up higher too.
Really?
Yeah, you'll get enemies that when they blow up, it blows up all the gold. You'll get leprechaun that just will randomly appear and take all your gold, all the boss gold that you just killed. You won't get that either unless you happen to kill him, and it's really hard to kill him.
Yeah, I feel like Zone 3 and 4, like you might just like maybe bomb the original, like the shop, to grab whatever items you can from it, and then just like try to book it to straight to the boss.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if there's like a point in exploring them.
The other, what was I just gonna say? Oh, I just lost it. Sorry, go. Someone else go while I remember what I was just gonna say.
I did appreciate the enemy patterns because like once you learned it, it made it completely easy just to go back through the floor and kill that enemy. Unless you're in zone 3 where enemies switch their patterns, like some of them,
What?
like the dudes that ride the horse with the little skeleton on top.
Yeah.
Like he moves one way when he's on the horse, and then once you kill the horse, he moves like a skeleton with a shield, and it's just like, oh man, oh man.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Also, like when you get to zone 4, where like you find an enemy. I think it was zone 2 where the whites start spawning, like those red guys that follow you every move. So in zone 4, you'll have a white, and he comes, and as soon as he gets next to you, he spawns on every side of you. So there's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 of them, and you have to pick which direction the correct one is.
What?
Yeah, it's just like it just keeps adding difficulty as you get higher.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't remember what I was gonna say. It was something very appropriate and something that I wanted to talk about this game, and I just completely lost it.
It should have a handicap mode for me.
Yeah, well, for sure that, but also
I've heard the Zelda one actually has like sort of like an easy.
It is.
mode.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So you don't have, like, you can miss beats. I mean, you still have to move to the beat, but did Sally show up? I see everyone talking about Sally.
No.
I was like, I see everyone like summoning Sally. You still have to move to the beat, but you don't, like, if you drop a beat, you lose your like coin multiplier, but it doesn't like hurt you or anything. Like, and I think there is a character that it does hurt you if you miss a beat, but
it worked.
Not Cadence. No, wait a minute. Sally appears.
That's so funny.
A wild Sally has appeared. Sally, you missed a lot. But okay, so yeah, the whole moving to the rhythm. Also, turn off the like moving to the rhythm in the lobby if you're playing this game, because that saves a lot of annoyance, especially if you're trying to get across the room. But okay, so it's after 10. So let's get our final, like, your final whatever you need to, like, clear your conscience with this game. And then while we're doing that, I am going to Sally bat signal. Sorry, I'm laughing at the chat. I will set up the wheel again because I had it set up for over a week. I had it still saved from last week. That's probably why the stream went down earlier, was because I hadn't restarted my computer in over a week. But the I'll set it up. Let's go around the horn. Your final thoughts on the game before we wrap it up for the second video game book club game. Russ, I'll start with you and go.
Isn't this the third?
Is it the third
book club game?
What was the
it's
second?
Super Metroid Donkey Kong.
Oh man, it goes by too
those
fast.
games.
Okay, so I'm 1 for 3, but yeah, it is the third. I thank you for correcting that.
You gotta make that website.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention that tonight. So if you are listening or if you're viewing, I was gonna do it when we spin the wheel this time. We're working on, because we want more than just the panel to play these games. We want like a whole community of everyone to play these games with us. That's monthly. Most of the game, like, we put a lot of thought into when we're nominating games that we're not going to give you like a 120-hour game to play in a month or something. And I mean, except for whoever nominated Skyrim or whatever. But
so you'd be like, let me put Persona 5 on the
yeah,
list.
yeah, exactly. But even still, it's not. Yeah, Dragon Quest 11 next month. But we want everyone to play it. So Liz brought up the idea of having like a website for everyone to like kind of submit like just reactions on the fly that we can like go through at the end and be like, oh, and it's tied to who's playing the game and everything, and just have this whole community of while we're all playing the same game together. It would just be a lot of fun. So I'm kind of waiting till we get more people playing together, but I already started the setup for the site. So when we spin the wheel, we will talk about it a little bit more, but yeah, it's coming. It will happen as we grow the book club. Okay, Russ, final thoughts on Crypt of the Necrodancer, the September video game book club.
So I like this game. It was fun. I think it's definitely worth a play if you can find it on sale. Even if not, it's still, I think, worth the $15. I'd tentatively give it like a 7 out of 10, even though I haven't beaten it yet. I will beat it eventually. It might just take a year. But I definitely think it's worth a play.
Yeah. Jesus. Let it all out.
All right. As far as roguelites go, adding rhythm, the art, the randomness of it, it's actually a good game. It's actually a well thought out and designed game, and I was okay playing it. I was happy once I learned things and learned how to get through it. I was fine with it. I will say this to Toaster's point about switching characters. I remember I first went in Discord on Zone 2. I was like, "How do I beat Zone 2?" He was like, "Oh, just pick EI. He has unlimited bombs." So I did that. As soon as I did that, and it said you started Zone 1, I was like, "Absolutely not. You're gonna continue as the main character." So I was like, I wish characters had the same like save. I guess just maybe that can be like the handicap mode. Yeah. But I mean, overall, still a good game. Amazing game, actually.
Yeah. Well, put. Liz, what about you?
I already said my recommendation about it. I do want to say that I love watching the shopkeeper sing. It's like the cutest thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like, so the music plays. I'm sorry, I'm gonna steal your thunder with this, but like the music's playing, it's like. And then as you get closer to the shopkeeper, he starts like operatic singing on top of the. I love it. He like
it out.
And then if I could just chill with that guy the whole game.
It's so good.
I love it. So cute.
Sorry, go ahead. I forgot that was one of my main points that I love that whole aspect. How like it's like proximity based too. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Liz.
Oh, that was pretty much it. I think I said everything.
All right, Luke, what about you?
I'm not going to give it a true verdict because I didn't actually finish the game. So I'll just say try it. The music is definitely very good. And it's definitely unique for roguelike. So give it a shot. And don't suck like me.
Nettie?
No, the game is just very difficult. Okay, Luke, the game is just difficult.
It is. It's a hard game, yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember Ty hopped into stream and he was like, if you were to compare this to Jump King, what do you think is harder? I'm like, Jump King's harder. But I think it's like equivalent to Spelunky, honestly, just because it's roguelike and it's all really based on technique. But it's a good game. For $4.99, like it's a really, really good game. And I would highly recommend it if you're into very challenging games.
Yeah. The other thing is the developers reference like Spelunky as an inspiration for like being like a smart strategic roguelike game as like inspiration for this game. And so
That was cool too.
you get. I mean, there are a lot of parallels to Spelunky, and like not just the whole you're underground digging deeper and deeper type of thing, but
in Spelunky they have a little parallel to Super Meat Boy, so you can actually play as like a spelunkied out version of Super Meat Boy. So I think it's just like this whole linkage of just like really intense rage type of games. Like I think it's really cool that they just kind of inspire one another.
I appreciate that. Like it's the whole inspiration. Like it just it expands, and it's unique and different, and you know you can try to create the same thing. Like it's same with music and other like creative outlets. Like you get inspired, and even if you try to like duplicate it, it comes out different because it always will have your own. I mean, as long as you like try to like you do it authentically, like it will always have your own twist on it. And so I always appreciate like building on those inspirations. Chris.
So from a development standpoint, I think this game is phenomenal. From a gameplay standpoint, it's super difficult, like has been mentioned. For me, this game is probably like, I don't know, a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I really, really liked it. I didn't love it though.
Yeah.
So it's just not my style of game, really. But I mean, it looks great, it plays great, and it sounds great. It's just not my style of game, but it's still a really good game.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's funny because I feel like this is a game I want to love. If this game was like a casual play with the music, with the rhythm, with the like the gameplay mechanics, and it was something that I could just play without having to like have an aneurysm over, then I would play it nonstop. But it's so difficult, and it like hits you right away. Like the difficulty just it hits and then just gets harder. And that's the only thing that keeps me from playing this more is I'm like, do I really want to put myself through this? Like, but I love the music, I love the gameplay, I love the look of it, I love the whole vibe of it, I love the spookiness of it and the macabre and all that. Like I love everything about it except for turning it on and actually committing to like that sounded worse than what I meant for it to sound. But like I like games that I can just chill out to, and this is not a chill out game. It's a focus your face on this game and your ears, and like it demands your attention. And that's why it's a tough game to stream. And so that's why I'm split. I'm like, it's for everything other than actually playing it. I love the whole atmosphere of it. There's a reason why this was the first game that I bought, and but I set it down pretty quickly, even though despite how much I loved it. So
I haven't tried the other characters, but do any of those other characters give a more casual experience? Like, can you just chill back and play one of the other characters? Are they much easier?
Actually, I don't even know.
So Eli is definitely easier to learn, in my opinion, than Cadence, just because
bombs.
You have infinite bombs, and you can like kick them like 2 or 3 squares away from you. So you lay a bomb and then you push it. So I mean, you can basically hit anything from a distance. So it's easier, but like I said, story-wise, you don't progress. So it's more of like a side thing than an actual way to beat the game, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then one thing that this, I don't think it's a spoiler, but people were saying like get into Zone 5 as the like the DLC that comes with the Switch version, and you can rack up some diamonds to level yourself up a little bit faster than you would if you didn't have that, because I think the you can get diamonds quicker in Zone 5, and you can access it before any of the other zones. You don't have to wait till you get to Zone 5. And so I never did that, but yeah.
There's another thing I was gonna say. So, this game is co-op. Is that correct?
It is.
Did anybody play co-op?
I didn't,
That
and I
seems
meant
like
to.
I think it's local co-op.
It's
Yeah.
local. It seems like
Yeah.
that would be an absolute nightmare to do. But the other thing I was just thinking,
Wait. Don't give Liz any ideas. 'Cause I know you're gonna ask me, okay?
Oh,
No.
no, coming over to
Maybe it's easier to co-op. I don't know.
maybe it is. So everywhere that I've read, and even you guys in Discord have said that Cadence of Hyrule is way better. I actually downloaded the demo of that several months ago, and I didn't like it at all.
I know they.
Which I was kind of nervous to start playing this game because of that. But I mean, maybe it's because you don't get any explanation at all when you play the demo. I'm gonna go back and play it again just to see.
I want to go back and play the demo because I didn't love the demo either. Because I was like, oh, this is awesome. So backstory is that after Crypt of the Necrodancer came out, and there was a lot of like fanfare for it, Nintendo and I forgot the developer of this game worked together and built out a Zelda themed version of this game called Cadence of Hyrule, and you play as Link and Zelda and Cadence playing through Hyrule, and it's all like that. But I think they toned down the difficulty, and they made it like they changed some of the mechanics to make it less intense. And so maybe that's what I need to play Cadence of Hyrule, and that's the casual version of this game that I really want. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you, Chris, but I forgot to mention that they did come out with that other game from the same developer that's all Zelda themed, and that's when a lot of the blow up for this game came out, was because everyone's like, oh, I never even knew that this existed, because it was a little indie game mostly on Steam, but it was also on Switch at the time too. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to say that.
Yeah. So good news. My wheel of names for next month's game saved, so we're ready for that.
Nice.
Okay, I know. So Chris, you gave a 7.5 to 8. Rush, you gave a 7.5, right? Did anyone else?
7.
7. Okay. Yeah, gotta knock that down. That happened. Did anyone else give? Because we've been doing. I forgot we've been doing point score, like out of 10 ratings for all the games up until now, and I forgot to ask that. Who else didn't give a point score?
Oh, I mean, for this game, for me, not being really much of a roguelike player, I would give it an 8.
Okay, for sure. Liz, what about you?
I'll say 8 too.
8. Luke,
Try it.
that's not that is not numerical.
No, that's a number score.
I'm holding your feet to the fire.
7 groovy beats out of 10.
7 groovy beats. I dig it. Nettie, what about you?
I give it an 8.
8?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, I meant to say that. I'm like, the vibe and the atmosphere of it, I give like a 9.5. The gameplay and intensity of it, I give like a 6, and so I'm gonna give it like a 7.5 average.
He said this game too hard. It's dropping in points.
It's too hard. Yeah, I don't like hard games. What can I say? Okay, so without further ado, we're here. You know, just like I don't know, I suck at segues. We are going to we're gonna spin the wheel. All right. So who on the panel? What all did each of you nominate? Real quick.
Corpse Party.
So Liz, you nominated Corpse Party. Russ, what did you nominate?
Dead Space.
Dead Space. Keezus, what'd you nominate?
Undertale.
Undertale. Luke, what'd you nominate?
Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares. Nettie, what'd you nominate?
Octodad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There was some curious.
That's secretly a horror game.
It can be.
Okay. I didn't want to challenge you on it, but I wasn't sure because I've never played it. If it was intentionally placed, or if you just threw it out there like as a game to play, like separately, like
I intentionally placed the weirdest games on your list because I just want people to like either one, suffer the game with me because it was like a really, really hard game, or two, like, I mean, Octodad was actually a pretty good game. Like, if you love PS2 games, it kind of gives you that weird vibe to it. It's weird. It's a very weird game. The mechanics are a bit unique, but it's a good game.
All right, for sure. I'll take it. And then Chris, what was your nomination?
Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Oh yeah.
That game's awesome. I'm gonna play with Rolly.
Yeah, we discussed it last week, but I was pushing for you to nominate Parasite Eve, and that was your second choice.
Yeah, I really wanted to, but I just don't think it's accessible enough right now.
That's the thing. That's the thing is we go through like this whole like vetting process to make sure that we can all play it like without too much exertion or money to put into it. All right, are you guys ready? I'm not ready.
Yes. I'm not. Actually, I lied. I'm not ready.
I don't want to watch.
We need a drum roll. Oh, okay. It feels much more significant this week for some reason. Last week I was like, yeah, whatever, click it. Like, and
we're either getting a horror game or we're getting a game with very weird mechanics.
And it's a 12-1 odds. But also I should note that Alan Wake and Alien Isolation, they're on there twice because two different people nominated those two games, and so that's why we established if two different panelists nominate the same game, they each get
or a chance.
All right, wow. Ready? 3, 2, 1, spin.
I was gonna say it's so delayed, I'm scared.
Little Nightmares, it is.
Oh, okay, I'll play it.
All right,
I'm gonna play it anyway.
That game was amazing.
Yeah, we just beat it, but that was a great game.
Oh yeah, Liz, you just beat it, right?
Yeah, like a week or two ago.
That's fine. I nominated a game that I had beat recently too. So
yeah, no, I want you guys to play it. I thought about nominating.
Yeah, it's on Switch.
Yeah,
it's on Switch. Like I think it's on like every platform.
Yeah, and everything.
Because
there's always said, "Damn it, I got Castlevania." Pretty
Sally, I bought Castlevania too. After you said that it was $5, I was like, oh, actually, yeah, I bought that too. Because I need to play some Castlevania games. Okay, I think I got. Let me just open up my email. I think I got a at least one. We got 2 entries. Marcus, we're reading comments from the live link. Marcus says, "Hey everyone, hope you all are well. I'm doing okay. Anyways, game wise, my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles JAMA is good. I'm eager for Metroid Dread 2. Have a good night. Always, everyone. Bye for now." So thank you, Marcus. He always comments on the YouTube VOD, and he was always live with us on when we were doing the YouTube streams initially. And so I'm always grateful for Marcus's comments. Also, I'm guessing this is not anonymous. The message is, "Why is Toaster Dog so cool?" But it's from anonymous.
That was not me, just for the record.
They made it look very suspicious. The email address is john@doe.com. So yeah, those were our live chat. So the October, so the episode for the next like book club episode is October 28th. It's 4 Thursdays from now, and that is The Little Nightmares is our next game. So here we go. We're gonna do that. I'm excited for it because that seems like a game that I can actually get past more than 25% of the game. And
I know nothing. I know nothing about that game.
It's
so
it's
it'll
a
be
two here. Let me actually.
A side scroller, isn't it?
Yeah, Little Nightmares.
There's a sequel too.
Yeah, there is two. Is someone playing through the sequel right now? I feel like I saw someone.
It should start it soon.
Yeah, that's one of my pickups. It's on
yeah.
on sale on Steam for 20. It's normally like 30.
Gotcha.
And I got it on sale on Switch, but I don't know if it's still on sale.
You could play that while we play the first one.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I did want to play it, so I can like give you guys a little preview when we talk about it.
Yeah, so
It'd be so funny if Ty like gets halfway through Little Nightmares, he's like, "I hate first-person games," and drops it. And he's like, "Oh, another game I didn't finish."
I will beat this game. This looks fun.
Ty, stream it.
I'll stream it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely will. Dear Ho. Okay.
It's responding to Nettie. It's a Sally Nettie.
Okay, sorry. I just saw the last comment and just sitting there. I was like, what? Okay. So Little Nightmares are the next 4 weeks book club game. Next Thursday, no episode. Don't show up. Don't get mad. I'm going to be driving to Philadelphia for too many games. If there is a surprise stream, I will let you know. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. That's where I will let you know. And we'll get back to you guys. Thank you. Okay, hold up. Thank you, Discart, for the 10 gifted subs. Toast, dude, you gifted 5 subs. I don't think I realized you gifted 5 subs. Kenny for 2 subs. All the bits. Keezus. Who else? I missed half of those. And I don't keep track of them. Yeah, I think everyone, Nettie, Liz, everyone that got that hype train up to level 5. Holy cow. You guys are all awesome. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to my panel. Follow if you Hot Tub TYCAST. Yes! Let's do it. I just got hyped for that. TYCAST Hot Tub stream. Yes. Me, Chris, Russ, Max.
Yeah.
Discart can join in. Jay Matthew is gonna be at too many games. We are gonna. It may not be Thursday night because I'm gonna be like arriving right then, but we'll do something. I'll do something live. I'll figure out a way. Okay, we're off for. We're done for tonight. Oh my god, it's 10:30. All right. Thank you all. Thank you, Russ, Keezus, Liz, Luke, Nettie, Chris. You guys are awesome. Thank you for everyone with the gifted subs. Thank you for everyone subbing and bidding and whatever all the Twitch lingo is. You guys are all awesome. We'll see you in 2 weeks for the next episode. Until then, good night. Have a great weekend. Have a good Friday. Play some games, and we will see you guys. Thank you guys again. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.